than like text. Like so, probably wouldn't be as long as One Piece, but still pretty. Yeah.
That's how it is with
I
Haiku.
remember
It goes super
sometimes.
fast.
I remember sometimes with One Piece, Tekken, when I was catching up, bro, I would read a chapter and then I'd be like, bro, I missed half of this chapter, bro. Like, you ever read a chapter, bro, and you're like, fuck, I gotta read it again because you like literally don't remember half of it. Like,
so this wasn't a thing. I don't have to really worry about it now because the official Viz comes out at like noon. But back when you would read like off manga stream or whatever, you know, I'd wake up and it'd be like 7 in the morning and I'm reading the chapter. I would miss half of it because it's like, okay, I'm tired. I can't like I get the premise that Luffy punches a guy, but other than that, I need to go back and like, you know.
Yeah. For sure, bro. I'm like that with Berserk. I'm reading Berserk now, and I'm like, bro.
Yeah,
I
really need.
Chapter,
I was in the bookstore a couple weeks ago, and I saw that, and I'm like, I need to buy this. I need to finally sit down and read after, you know, year passed. Yeah,
you should, Tekken. I'll be honest, bro. I know like people gas it up a lot, but they really do gas it up.
No, I admit it's one. I've read the first volume of it, and I'm like, this definitely seems to me like something that is worth the hype that it gets.
That's really good, man.
Yeah, it's just on the list.
I need to get on that Kingdom too, bro. But
I read the first 200 chapters of Kingdom, and I dropped off. Like, I'm at that point. Like, this is the point I hate, where it's like you get like really into a series, and then you drop off, and now it's been like 6 years. So I don't even like if I started picking. I don't even remember where I left off. But when I picked up where I left off, I wouldn't have no idea what's going on anymore because it's like okay.
Yep.
You know, I'd have to start over basically.
I got all the way to the second half of part 3. Literally waited like 4 years, and then now that I'm re-watching it, I had to start from the beginning.
I was like that with part 4. Yep.
I was like, bro.
Yep. Oh, well. I'm just waiting for the animes with JoJo now because Stone Ocean's coming out. And I was like, I might as well just wait.
Apparently, we need to read more so we don't have to sustain our votes every time.
Yeah, yeah.
I feel like me and you were the main two. Like, I'll abstain.
Just like, guys, I haven't read this. I don't know what to tell you. You know.
I've only read like half of Stone Ocean. What was the part 6? I've only read about half
Stone
of
Ocean.
6. Yeah.
Stone Ocean has the best ending of all JoJo's, in my opinion.
Nice.
What's
really? I haven't read the ending.
What part is Stone Ocean?
I don't know.
6.
Although I really like. I'm in love with Jolene's stand and how she uses it. I don't know. There's just something about it. I like her stand. Jolene, nice. Yo, not gonna lie.
Who's the top tier waifu for real? Like,
let's talk about it.
Let me
All
quickly.
Ready to go pokesy wokesy?
Yep, I'm just throwing it up on Twitter, and we can get started.
All right. Hit you with that retweet, big dog.
I'll hit that. I'll hit that retweet. Yeah.
Live. Talking about
looks like
Goat Piece.
Me and Tekken actually get to be together for a review this time because I had to leave last time.
Let's go.
Oh yeah, I remember that.
Felt so bad, bro.
Arc with the goats.
I wouldn't call myself a goat, but okay.
Johnny, you're taking that goat title.
We're all goats. Everybody's
a goat.
Yep.
What's your favorite cereal? I'm just
kidding. What's my favorite? Okay.
I remember when I revealed my favorite cereal on Sin Stream, the whole chat just started making fun of me.
It's disgusting.
Everybody's a goat unless their favorite cereal is.
Yeah, well, what's your favorite cereal? And then we'll find out if it's worthy.
I'm curious.
So listen, my parents, again, very strict on the cereal. So I can only have the cereals that were like somewhat healthy and less sugar.
Was it Kix?
Do not say Raisin Bran.
It was Cinnamon Life. Cinnamon Life is my favorite.
Cinnamon Life.
I never even heard of that.
Because it's the most sugary cereal that they let me have. So that's why it was my favorite.
It's basically just like think of like the ugly cousin of Cinnamon Toast Crunch.
Right. Okay. I mean, I don't feel like making fun of you. I just feel like, man, your parents didn't give you the nice like Cinnamon Toast Crunch, so you had to have like the diet like discount brand. I'm like, I'm sorry, man, that sucks.
Tekking's nicer than.
Oh no. Okay, good. Okay.
It would be a different. Well, it would be a different thing if it's just like, okay, I had a choice between Count Chocula or Cinnamon Life, and I went with Cinnamon Life. It'd be like, okay, well now it's a different story.
If he's like, I could have had Cinnamon Toast Crunch, but I had Rice Krispies.
Oh yeah,
yeah, that would be like plain Rice Krispies with nothing on them. I'd be like, okay.
My parents let me have Cinnamon Toast Crunch once a year, and I loved that. That was like peak life.
That was your birthday.
Oh my god.
God,
well, no, like they'd buy like a box
Right.
once a year, so like it wasn't like one time. They just buy one box once a year.
Oh man.
Bro, I would eat like 2 squares a day for real.
That's great.
Right, savor it.
Alright.
Yeah.
My parents did not care about what I ate. Like I would always eat Pop-Tarts for breakfast, and like in the last few years, I'm kind of trying to watch what I eat, and I'm looking at Pop-Tarts. I'm like, there is so much sugar packed into this. Like it's insanity. Like why would they give these to me every day? Like what?
Yeah.
That shit is just like sugar.
It is sugar packed into freaking carbs. That's all it is.
All right. Is everybody ready?
Okay. Yeah, I'm ready to go. Let's do it.
No.
Wait. This isn't a bleach video, but I'm still using
Let's
it.
do it.
Hello, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Emperor Pokso, and today we are back with the Impel Down One Piece blind review, and my hair is in my eye. Today we are joined with some legendary goats, the usual, the goated co-host, the man himself, the legend, Giovanni in the Bleach D&D, Synsei Inc.
Let's go.
Yeah.
Yo, what's going on, guys? Happy to be here today. A little wet right now from the rain. Pause. But I'm here.
And then we got 3 returning guests. I'll start from top to bottom. We have the GOAT, the man himself, another member of the Bleach D&D, Johnny. Let's talk anime.
Yo, what is up? Thanks for having me on here. Gosh, I really need to start talking about One Piece because I got no one at home. This is so sad. I like talking One Piece, so this will be fun. This will be fun.
Yeah. We also got another goated man himself, the GOAT, Big Treezy, another return.
He cut out. He cut out.
Yeah.
Hi everybody. How you doing?
Okay, so my OBS just screamed in my ear because I get a Bonkai every time somebody subs. Like Ichigo comes on screen and it says Bonkai, and it's loud and that hurt my ear.
All right.
Okay. Yeah, and 2 people did it at the same time, so it did this Bonkai. Okay, we got
double Bonkai. I mean, he does have that, but still, you know.
Wait, what?
Are you multi-streaming right now?
No.
Oh, okay.
Okay, we
I didn't know
also
that stuff popped up on your screen on YouTube.
Yeah, I have it set up to be subs, but I have the thing too low to where it's not above display.
Got you.
We also got the GOAT Big Treezy returning. I think the last time Treezy was here was the Skypiea arc review. He's also from the Bleach D&D.
Happy to be here. Happy to be here.
Yeah. And then we have the GOAT, the 3rd time I think you've returned on the channel. Yeah, this is your 3rd time here.
Yeah, I do believe so. Hi, everyone. Impel Down is my favorite arc, so thank you for having me. It's going to be fun.
I appreciate all of y'all for coming on here. But yeah, we're going to talk about Sabaody up to the end of Impel Down, and it should be a lot of fun. We'll try our best not to talk too long. Like all of us combined, because these are some goated arcs.
I had so many notes for every single part of Impel Down. I thought it was going to be here 3 hours today. Dang. Every panel.
Every panel. Did you know Luffy in this panel was actually foreshadowing for chapter 963?
It was, though! You nailed it!
He didn't even read it and he already knows.
Did you know Oda copy and pasted these boobs up to chapter 794?
It was 796, but yes. Okay, that's enough of that.
Yeah, okay. But anyway, I guess we should get started with just overall short thoughts. So what we usually do with these arc reviews is each person in the call gives like a condensed thoughts before we actually get into the arc. So Sabaody, we'll start with Johnny. Johnny, what condense your views on Sabaody. What do you think about Sabaody overall?
So just before it's Saburi, just before the Impel down, correct?
Yeah, just Saburi.
Yeah, I guess it would be. All right, so Saburi, I have to say, I absolutely loved it. Obviously, it's a lot of setup. It's very much a setup arc for the next upcoming arcs, which is important. But I think my favorite part is got to be everyone else's favorite part. I bet you the most satisfying punch in all of anime. But overall, I think that it is a phenomenally written arc. It helps with foreshadowing and setting up a ton of stuff that moving forward as well.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, we even get introduced to the celestial dragons, don't we?
Yeah.
Or was that a little earlier?
Yeah, no, we get introduced to them there.
Yeah.
Man.
Okay. What about
so
you?
Much.
What about you, Sin? Like condensed thoughts on Saburi. What do you think?
Condensed thoughts. Okay. Slavery, Big Ray, Big Punch, Cannonball, Kizaru, fight. That's
Beautiful.
pretty much it. Light speed
There it is.
kick. That's my thoughts. That's my thoughts. Everything about this arc is amazing. For me personally, if not speaking just by favorites, but if I was going to pick a best arc, it would be this one. Marine 4 to Water 7, in my opinion. I feel like those 3 arcs are amazing, but Sabaody was just a condensed arc full of amazing moments, good setup, good action. I mean, it was great.
Okay. What about you, Tekking?
Yeah, I would say this is the arc where Oda just really and this was planned, obviously, but like he ratchets up everything to like, you know, the ultimate level. Like, you know, you get to meet Kizaru. Here's where the celestial dragons are introduced. The Straw Hats are decimated and scattered to the winds, which at that point we really didn't know what was going to happen. Yeah, I feel like Oda was just sitting at his chair and it was just like, I'm going to draw an arc that by the end of it, people are going to be screaming like, what? And I think he definitely established that effect. Yeah.
For sure. What about you, Treezy?
I got one word for this whole arc, and it's just gas. Like, that's the best way to describe it.
Okay.
It's so good, bro.
He is spitting.
Yeah. Alright, so Sabadi for me, I'm gonna go a little bit longer, using my host privilege. So Sabadi for me is just a really interesting arc because for the first like bit of it, if you include the part where they're on their way to Sabadi, I wasn't the biggest fan. Like when they had to fight that one masked pirate that looked like Sanji's poster.
Yeah, Duval.
That was just, to me, I think it was trying to be humorous, but like I didn't really like that kind of humor, so it just wasn't funny unless you found that kind of humor funny, you know? But when they actually got to Sabodi itself, ever since the second the first celestial dragon came on screen, I was like, please, Luffy, please kill that guy. Yeah. Please punch him. Like, and it got to the point where for a minute, I didn't think Luffy was going to punch a celestial dragon. I was like, come on, Luffy. This isn't like you. You're supposed to be quick to do things. And then he does it. And that's one of the most satisfying punches you ever see in One Piece.
There's so much build up to it where it's like, you know, Luffy cannot just punch the guy. It's like, if he does this is like world shaking consequences. And so it makes you kind of question, like, okay, are they actually going to do this? And then they do. So Oda does a good job of building up, like, this is what this means, but boom, it doesn't matter. Luffy is Luffy.
Yeah,
bro, it gave me big vibes. I felt the same way about In this Lobby, bro. I'm like, man, are they really about to do this? Like, and then every time it's just like, yeah, Luffy's going to do it. Like, and I mean, it's just like that throughout the story. But I think that's like one of my favorite things about Luffy, man. Is like he is freedom personified. Like, he just does what he wants to do, and if that is, you know, protecting someone that he deems a friend, or if that's just eating whatever he wants, or if that's going where he wants, he's just going to do what he wants to do. Like, he's living a true pirate life, and I think that's what's so great about it.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah. Another thing about the about that the whole buildup of the to the punch of it being like you're gonna regret this, and this whole basically expanding on the whole gravity of the situation. Oda doesn't just the Straw Hats escaped and not the whole punch meant nothing. No, he put like you can feel the despair of the crew in each of these panels as they're getting absolutely destroyed for the actions of that punch. So it's not like he did the punch, made a world, basically the entire world their enemy again, and there were no consequences. There were instant consequences.
Like if Rayleigh wasn't there to fight Kizaru, they would have just gotten like they would have died. Like they would have died.
Oh yeah.
There'd be no more One Piece
By
after
the
that.
way, Hoaxel, what Eden's is saying in the comments, the Supernova were literally a last minute thing. Like Oda wasn't even going to like make them.
The Supernova are like the machines, right? Like the things.
No. They're like Kid and Law. Like
Law.
I feel like
okay.
I feel like Oda. I feel like Oda probably had at least a plan for like Law, because that's something. But maybe he didn't plan on them all being like a big group or something.
I'm sure he had something for Law, because Law's story has been like too detailed. I feel like for it not to be. But like the other ones, maybe like Beige, Rouge, and all of them, like.
Yeah, it's crazy.
I'm glad he did it. I'm glad he decided to do it.
Yeah, I think
honestly, Kid could have also been last minute. Honestly, if you look at this, I don't think Kid's been as influential as Law. Like,
no, he really hasn't.
Law's really been the driving force of the whole post time skip.
Yeah, he has, and he's based off of a pirate named Edward Lowe. So I feel like Oda had an idea, maybe not to introduce him there, but he wasn't last minute. Like,
get introduced at some point.
Yeah.
Kind of what Johnny was saying though about how I think it was one other person, how this arc genuinely has consequences for Luffy's actions. Like we see other arcs have consequences, but never before have they caught up to him. And here it genuinely catches up to them as you see each of the Straw Hats, almost from Luffy's perspective, like from where he's looking at least for the last few moments of the arc. He just watches them get like Thanos snapped. Like they're nothing. And he's just begging and begging for them to run away and get out of there because he realizes
this is a scene.
Oh, crap.
This is a scene that in the anime, I think it did it really well, where the sun is setting at the same time, and Luffy's just, after they all get, sent away by Kuma, Luffy's just on the ground, just crying because he doesn't know what else to do, and then Yakuma sends him away finally.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
And I think it would have been even, like, scarier for Luffy if this happened after Ace's death. Like, imagine that.
Oh, God, yeah.
Yeah.
Gosh!
He would feel like he had no
That would literally destroy his spirit. Like, God.
Yeah.
That would destroy him completely. Oh, my god. This is
one of those moments where the anime, like, really did this justice. Like, I love I like the manga more than the anime overall, but there's certain moments like this where I'm just like, man, you gotta watch this in the anime.
Something else they did was, since they're on Sabaody, they had this thing where every time one of the Straw Hats got sent away, like a bubble would pop, and there's like 9 and then 8 and then 7, and it's just like, oh god, that's so, like, what they did is so like symbolic, but I love it,
Yeah, for sure.
Facts.
But anyway, let's get kind of into the core of Sabaody. So we'll just start off from where it left off. We're leaving Thriller Bark. I'm pretty sure it's in Thriller Bark, correct me if I'm wrong, where we find out that Ace was just imprisoned and that he fought Blackbeard.
So no, we don't find out about that until Amazon Lily. Like, Luffy finds out about it in Amazon Lily.
Oh, okay, my bad. I've read so many, like, Tekking.
No, it's fine.
So after I finished Thriller Bark, I was kind of tired of Thriller Bark, so I took a long break from One Piece, kind of.
You know what? It's fine, man. It took me years to, like, get to the point where I could, like, recall, like, the structure of what everything happened. It's such a huge story, and you find out so many things along the way. Yeah.
I read, like, 250 chapters in, like, a week.
Yeah.
After I started.
If you remember, Postal, just to remind you a little bit, it was the river card that, like, it started to like look like tarnished. You remember, and it started like
yeah.
up.
We knew something was up with Ace,
Yeah.
but we didn't know he was imprisoned yet. Like
Until-
Luffy found out that
until we got-
information at
yeah.
Amazon Lily. Yeah,
Because that's probably what you're referring
that's
to.
probably what
So
you're
that's
referring.
me
Yeah.
for being dumb. We'll be doing Sabayoti, Amazon
No, you're not
Lily.
dumb.
No, you're
bro.
not dumb.
And
It happens.
Do you know
yeah.
how much? Do you know how much stuff I forget, bro? And when I make videos,
I
people have to
forget
tell
shit
me, bro.
too. Like
Wiki
it
is
happens.
the best
Yeah.
friend in making One Piece videos.
Well, then in that case, so Amazon Lily's between Impel Down and Sabayoti.
Yes.
Okay, we'll cover all
Yes.
3 of those arcs then. Okay.
Yes.
Because I was trying to do up to the end of Impel Down and then do Marineford after that as a separate review. But okay, so Sabayoti it starts off from them coming away from Thriller Bark after the nothing happened moment, which was super gas, and they end up going here, and a little mermaid comes out. Well, she's been swallowed by a monster, and Luffy beats up the monster. I think it's been a while, trying to remember. And they find them inside the monster. It's her, Cammy, I think her name is.
Amy.
Yes. Thank you. And then she has a friend as well, which I forgot the name of.
Hapagoo.
Okay. So
Forgot about that.
Right? I was like, what?
Hey, dude, Papagoo's awesome. He is
No,
literally like he's like the Calvin Klein of the One Piece universe, and he's a starfish.
bro.
I'm not even kidding. Like that's what he
Bro,
is.
he's the Rasta, bro. We got the Jamaican joint,
yeah,
bro.
yeah, he's got the Rasta hat, and he makes all the
Yo.
criminal clothing. It's
Oh
great.
my god,
Yeah.
bro. Forgot about Papa Goo, bro.
Papagoo. Love him.
100%. He's funny too. Like I
Oh,
love his humor. Anyway, him and we find out that their friend, that we don't know who this friend is at this point. We can make guesses. Has been kidnapped by a certain group, and Luffy promises to help them find their friend. And then they go there. They find out it's Hachi. I'm kind of speaking through this part because I didn't really like this part. We find out that it's Hachi.
That's tough.
And I did like this part when Nami says, "Okay, fine, we'll still help you." That part was really gas. But it just progresses. We find out that this all happened because some guy looked like Sanji's wanted poster. Sanji beats him up, changes his face. Anyway, now we go to Sabayoti, the good part.
I'll be honest with you, like, yeah,
Great moment. Come on, man.
that setup
That
with
moment's
Duval, I didn't care for that setup with Duval. I'm glad that
yeah.
didn't last too long. It was just like this quick thing.
Yeah, Duval.
I
I
forget
never
about
really
him a
liked
lot.
Duval.
I feel like that part was just there to show off the Sunny's freaking giant ass laser cannon it has on the front of his. No, that was there.
And it was kind of like a flexing moment, I feel like, in the story, you know?
Oh,
Like,
yeah.
It was trying to show how powerful the Straw Hats have kind of become before you get to
Yeah,
Sabayoti and you realize, oh, shoot, the Straw Hats are weak. So they're coming and... Oh, pause. Anyway, they're coming to Sabayoti, and they end up going there because they have to get their ship wrapped in a bubble. So they're in Sabayoti. They're walking to, like, the ship bubble person wrapper, and they can't find him. So they start looking over places, and they meet this one old lady, and she basically says, oh, he's somewhere, I don't know where he is, but I do like you, you're kind of cool. I'm rooting for you, pirates, but just to let you know, there's a bunch of other pirates that have the same bounty as you. And I actually really like this part because it shows how there's like a million people just like Luffy. Well, not a million, but like there's a ton of people just like him who have
About
dream.
10.
Yeah, 10.
Who
Who have a dream to be a
Those
pirate
are
king.
million, bro.
Chill.
Now, getting 100 million bounty actually, folks. I know now that where you're at in the story doesn't seem like a lot, but it's actually difficult to get
Oh,
there,
yeah.
and it's
Yeah,
even harder to go past that.
Yeah, and everybody that has over 100 million at this place is considered it's like super rookies, I think is the literal translation, but I like supernovas better. That just sounds cooler.
Supernova sounds.
Yeah.
way
Supernova
cooler,
sounds
bro.
way
It does sound cool.
Yeah.
I am actually in Fishman Island now. I speed read through it. And I just couldn't stop in Marineford. I was gonna watch it with Sin and Speedwagon, but I couldn't stop reading it. And
Yeah, that's what happened. It don't feel bad, bro. Like, literally, I was reading at a snail's pace, and then I got to, I want to say Impel Down, from Impel down until the end of the story, it's just a relay race, man. Because like what ends up happening is you get to Fishman Island, which I actually enjoy Fishman Island. Some people like don't like it as much, but it's okay. It's a decent arc. But what happens is there's so much setup and so many questions you want answered that you just want to keep reading because you want to know everything. And then you just end up catching up, and then you're like, oh. And then you still have a bunch of stuff you don't know.
Yeah, you still know nothing. You know nothing. I mean, I liked it. I liked it well enough. There was just so much. It took so damn long to get to Fishman Island. We finally got there, and I'm like, okay, it's all right, but it's not like anything crazy.
I mean, it was a realization moment when Tekking told me that in Ennis Lobby, we know no more context than we know then about the island that Robin read on the glyph. Or was told on the glyph.
Oh no, yeah, no.
We know nothing, bro.
Absolutely nothing.
That's more endgame. That's endgame stuff right there, buddy. Yeah.
Maybe that's where the final war will take place.
There's gonna be a moon war first. So.
Oh yeah, there has to be a moon war. Yeah.
Oh my gosh, I want to see that moon war.
the Sunny turns into a spaceship and we go into space, boys.
Yeah.
Let's talk about it.
The future,
like freaking Galvatron, just opens up.
The future of One Piece.
Yeah, bro. That's what we're going to space, bro. I didn't know about going to space, but then I talked to a good friend of mine, and he told me about a moon war that could happen.
Oh yeah, Oda.
Ever since then, I've been pushing the agenda.
Yeah, let's just roll with that. Yep.
Oda told you.
That sounds awesome, honestly.
Yeah, Oda told. Yeah, no. Oda told Tekking, and Tekking told me.
Yeah, that's the idea.
Yeah.
Well, no, Oda told Barry, and then I get my information from him. So that's.
Are Oda and Barry like drinking friends?
They are actually. They are. He's over there right now.
It makes sense.
Are you going to make more Barry plushies ever again?
Yeah, I'm actually. Yeah, that's going to be coming up soon. I don't know when, but pretty soon.
You could like slide me like on a low, like when you're going to put the link live, so I could get one.
I'll let you know. Yeah.
Yo.
But yeah. So where were? Oh yeah, the Supernova. Really cool because it shows how so many like there's people just like Luffy who have gone from the other sides of the earth, the other oceans, like the East Blue, the North Blue, and stuff like that, and have gone to the same point as Luffy and are on the same level as Luffy in skill. In fact, one's even stronger than Luffy in bounty at least. But then we get told that this is only because he kills people, he pillages villages, and because of that, the world government raised his bounty. That he isn't necessarily physically stronger,
Yeah, he used his kid. He just takes it way more serious. Like when people laugh at him, he just kills them. He doesn't like
he's a menace to society.
And then I think it's from here when we get introduced to the Celestial Dragons, or just a little earlier. I gotta say,
I think we see him like walk around earlier, but like the big moment with the auction house happens like after
with the Celestial Dragons. I love their role in the story because I feel like it's been so long since we really got a realization of how corrupt the world government is, and I love it when One Piece does that because we get inside the first couple chapters of One Piece when we see the a whole X-Arm Morgan and what he's doing. But since then, besides the 7 warlords, which are pirates still, we don't really get to see much of the corruptness besides them trying to cover up certain things and in Robin's backstory. But for the most part, it's like, okay, the majority of the government is good. They're good, But this moment right here truly shows you that they are corrupt. Like, without a doubt,
Oh, yeah.
And whenever One Piece does that, I really like it because it truly changes it from a morality combat, because not all pirates are good, but also not all leaders of the world government are good. So if one has more power than the other, then it's going to create an imbalance and stuff like that. And I love how the Celestial Dragons really build that up to realize, oh crap. Like, I think one of the easiest ways to hate somebody is them owning slaves and mistreating slaves.
Oh yeah, and the Celestial Dragons, they bring that to the utmost. Yeah.
Yeah, I think that's a good way to make me not like a character.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's insane. And it really made me hate them, but it also made me love how their role in the story plays, if that makes sense.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I like when there's a little bit of politics and stuff, man. Like, I love, like, trust me, everybody knows this about Synsei. I love me some hands, bro. I'm a meathead. Like everybody knows this. However, I do like a little politics sometimes. Like, not to get like off topic, when we were talking the other day, Pokesol, a little bit about some of the Bleach politics that kind of started happening after the last arc. I like that. That made me interested in reading them light novels, because I like when there's a little bit of like politics thrown in. So when we got this kind of dynamic where there's like the world governments and there's like a political aspect, as well as just the pirates versus marine aspect as well, and also just the pirates versus pirates aspect, there's like all of these world powers, and there's like checks and balances in One Piece, and it just reminds me of like a lot of like society in a lot of ways.
Oda does it too in a way that's not like, it's not too overwhelming. He doesn't like really shove it down your throat or anything. He's just like, look, this is what we're doing now, and like this is what they represent, and it's very on the nose what they represent, but it works for the story.
Yeah, that's what makes me really, really like One Piece so far, because it did something that I feel like Bleach failed in a sense with that whole political atmosphere that Kubo could have ran with, but he didn't. And Oda runs with the whole political atmosphere and does it really
actually explored a little bit more. There was a filler arc in Bleach where they explored the inner politics of the Kasamiyoji clan in Bleach in the Soul Society. So yeah, more stuff like that could have been done. Yeah.
I like it. I like that stuff, man. Like, because it's not like Tekking said, it's not like, oh, this is what One Piece is now. It's like, hey, we're still One Piece, but there's also this thing over here.
There's a lot of political commentary along the way.
Yeah.
A little bit of politics in story is always good.
Yeah, and back kind of with what we were talking about, like I really wish that was with Bleach, like what we saw in the light novels, but something in One Piece is, again, it's not shoved down your throat, but you just know it's there.
Yeah.
The Lord has a funny comment. He said, I wish real world politics were solved with fist fights.
Yeah, that's all it took. That's all it took the whole time,
It's like, get your hockey up.
Yeah.
It's just like, we just somebody punches Kim Jong-un in the face, and just like North Korea's instantly like completely changed overnight. That's all it took.
No longer a
celestial dragon punch, and everything would have been okay, man.
The presidential election is just one big wrestling.
It's just a massive fist fight.
It's just a tournament arc.
Biden looks at Trump. Biden looks at Trump and he says, "Get your hockey up."
Biden's bro. Oh man, that's so funny. Yeah, I don't think that would be a great idea, but it would be entertaining.
Yeah, it's not a good idea, but it's entertaining.
It wouldn't work, but
yeah.
But I would pay to see it.
Oh yeah, I think top dollar.
Who wouldn't? Let's be honest.
Two 80-year-old men beating each other up.
I mean, I'm for it.
To near death.
Yeah, so they go to the little carnival place, and Cammy, did I mess up her name again?
Cammy.
If
you ever need words, just let me know. I got a dictionary of them. We're good.
Tekking's job. We'll rename him to One Piece Encyclopedia.
Well, that's because they attacked.
That's my the encyclopedia.
That's his epithet.
I got it. Yep.
Yeah, we have no choice, Pokesol, because they will attack us in the comments if we don't pronounce something right.
Really?
That's why I'm here.
That is true.
Like, say the name right. If I could tell you how many times I've got those comments, man, it's.
Although I will say, there's one word that I like in One Piece that like Oda was like, this is gonna be hard, is Sabaody, because I've heard it pronounced Sabaody, Shabaody, Sabaudi. I've heard it so many different ways. I don't know which one is right.
Tell me, just let me know. Is there a name as hard as Yuhabak inside of One Piece?
No. Well, okay, I mean, probably goodness. Somewhere. Yeah.
I mean, Gaimon is pretty hard to pronounce, if I'm being honest, but.
Yeah, Gaimon is pretty up there. Yeah.
Akainu was hard for me, bro. I'm gonna be honest. I just kept calling him my Kainu all the time.
Kami gets kidnapped, and she. And then they all freak out and they start searching for Kami. And I really like this aspect because it puts like a sense of danger almost on the crew. They're racing to find her. They find out that she's being sold in an auction. They get picked up by the flying fish people that I don't like. but oh well.
Mhm.
And then they drop them off back at the auction house. They go in the auction house. It's actually really cool. Nami's plan is to buy Kami back with money, but we all know how that ended. And then Luffy shows up, and the Celestial Dragon sees not Haichi. I'm thinking, why is my brain on
Hachi.
Bleach character
Hachi?
names?
Hachi.
Hachi.
What's your Bleach YouTubers? Okay.
Quick,
No, it's
quick
just
question
because
for
I
you,
just
Poco,
made the
about
D&D.
Hachi. Oh,
Yeah.
Oh yeah, that would do it.
Yeah. What's your question?
so how did you feel about? Because when you first see Hachi, he's in friggin' Arlong Park, and honestly, when I first read it, I never thought I would ever see him again.
Yeah.
What was your thought process when you saw Hachi again?
I was actually excited. And it might have been how it played with Nami's character. When Nami saw Hachi. Yeah. When Nami saw Hachi and she had her little, like, she freaked out a little bit. She was like, oh no, what do I do? And then she's like, it's okay, Luffy. You can save him. Like, that moment alone made me kind of like Hachi. And then he made them a bunch of food.
Yeah,
he
the
did a little
takoyaki.
bit of
Yeah.
cannibalism, but we won't talk about that.
It's okay. It's fine.
Hey yo.
Wait, what?
Hachi
I
owns
I don't remember that.
Hachi owns
He runs a takoyaki stand, which is octopus. Yeah.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah.
Forgot about that.
It is pretty messed up, but we don't let it slide.
If you think about it, it's one of the darkest things in One Piece.
Yeah, that is a
Yeah.
thing. Yeah.
Pretty
Yeah,
dark,
I have a bad
Oh,
habit
God.
of watching One Piece videos, even though I'm not caught up.
No.
And I watched
Stop.
Wait,
a
would
Grand
it be-
Line
would
review
it be
video
more
that was
dark than-
titled "The Darkest Things in One Piece." And I watched the video. Well, I watched the first minute of the video and then I got spoiled, so then I left the video. But I don't know why I was.
That's gonna
expecting.
happen if you
clicked
keep
it.
doing that.
I
You
know.
just shouldn't have clicked
I
it.
keep spoiling myself. And it's not fair.
I mean, cutting off your own foot and eating it is pretty dark when you think about it as well.
Oh yeah, they had to cut that all out of the anime.
Yeah,
Too.
that was rough.
Yeah, that's
Yeah,
fair.
I was so upset when I realized that it wasn't. I was so upset.
Ian, this was
Dang.
before I you guys told me to stop doing it. So I've stopped since. That's not true. I
Thank
watched
God.
one other One Piece video, but it wasn't a spoiler one. It was
Bruh.
worst One Piece takes video.
Okay.
And it was,
Is that just?
I didn't get
that's
spoiled
just
that time.
Speedwagon.
List of my videos. That's crazy.
That's just Speedwagon.
Yeah, auto cannibalism. What?
But eating your own foot is
Side by OD, where are we? Oh yeah, they enter. We have the big celestial dragon moment where the celestial dragon's about to kill Hachi. And then Luffy gets up and he punches the celestial dragon, and one of the most impactful punches in the series. It was crazy. I was so excited. I was like jumping. I was like, "Yes, go Luffy, you did it."
It was beautiful. It was
Yeah.
magnificent.
Wait, Poke, did you watch that
You
moment in
did
the
it
anime?
so well
I have
too.
not seen that clip in the anime.
We have to
Oh,
watch
you
it,
have-
bro.
You have to
oh my
watch
gosh,
it.
you have got to.
No,
The
You have to write
soundtrack,
it.
Bro,
the
Yeah,
because
put it up
soundtrack
right now.
it's
alone
not,
is so good.
because it's
Yeah.
not
After
just the punch, bro.
Everything
It's
that builds
the
up
way
to
he
it.
walks up to the punch, bro, is like epic, bro. And the
Yeah,
whole
Charlos
movie
tries to
quiet.
shoot him,
It's so
and he
good.
just
It's so
dodges
good.
the bullets effortlessly. Like he
It's
shoots
crazy.
at him. He shoots at him, and Luffy doesn't even look at the bullet. He keeps the eyes on Charlos the whole time and just moves his body out of the way reflexively of the bullets, and then just punches him.
We'll
Yeah.
have to
It's so
watch it
good.
right
Zero
after
hesitation.
the stream. Watch it now. I would, Turtle, but last time I watched a One Piece clip, the stream got copyright claimed.
Yeah, that's probably not a great idea.
Oh,
to do
yeah.
that, yeah.
I watched it
Especially
with
not
Eden.
With everything that's been going on recently, bro. That's not.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I'm being extra careful this time.
Yeah.
The four kids had the best opening. I agree. Anyway, after that punch, Sabaody gets still more hype. Like after that punch, it's just a constant upbeat. Like it goes from being like an 8 out of 10 arc to being a straight up like 9.5 arc after that, because it's just constant 10 out of 10 after that moment. They go back to the inn. with the man now, which was Rayleigh, which is Gold Roger's first mate, I believe, correct? And that was crazy. We see him use hockey.
Yes.
Which is another crazy thing. Like, this is just gas after gas after gas. Little did I know, 2 arcs after this, it was all going to be blown away with Impel down, but we'll get to that. And it just continues being gas. They talk a little bit in the end. Rayleigh is like, oh my gosh, this man is like just like Gold Roger. And he starts talking about Joy Boy, in a sense. No, sorry. Robin asks him, do you know who Joy Boy is?
No, she asks, what's the will of D?
Oh, what's the will of D? My bad. Oh.
Yeah.
Wait, why was the Joy Boy involved?
I don't think they know about Joy Boy's existence yet.
When does Joy Boy get revealed? Oh, Whitebeard.
Fishman Island. Fishman Island.
Whitebeard says you will never be Joy Boy, I think. Doesn't he?
No, he doesn't. He says you're not the one Roger's waiting for. Yeah, we don't hear the word Joy Boy until Fishman Island.
Why am I thinking Joy Boy? I'm an idiot.
Because you just read Fishman Island.
Because
probably.
Because did you watch a review recently of the newest chapter, bro?
I watched a video from Eden's.
Yeah, that's
probably
why.
Yeah, there is a mention lately.
It wasn't Eden's. I watched Fire Dogs, like in
yeah,
DC,
because
his will.
Yeah, because of what Kaido said, bro.
Just said those exact words.
Yeah, that's what you. Yeah, you got them mixed up, bro.
Well, remember, I've read the last 4 or 5 chapters of One Piece.
No
right,
problem.
Oh my god, bro.
Okay, well, yeah, Robin asks Rayleigh about, she first asks him about what the will of D is, and then she asks, do you know about the Void Century? And Rayleigh says, yes, we do know. Yeah.
Okay, so I have a question. Rayleigh versus one of the 4 Yonkos. Who would win?
Which one?
Big Mom.
I would say Rayleigh would win.
Rayleigh versus Shanks. Old Rayleigh versus Shanks.
That's where you're gonna get kind of. I don't know. We don't know so much about how Shanks even really fights, other than the fact he uses a sword. Rayleigh uses a sword too. So, but Shanks is younger, so I might give it to him. Yeah.
Okay. Rayleigh versus.
Shanks only got 1 arm for Mihawk.
Rayleigh versus who?
That's rough.
Yeah, that would be insane. It's just that, Rayleigh is older, and he does admit, when he was fighting Kizaru in this arc, he admitted, even at my age, dealing with a single admiral, that's going to take all of my attention to deal with, at my age,
So he's
talking about Prime. Prime
is still considered the strongest swordsman in the world.
Oh.
So
Mihawk is, yeah. So I would say Mihawk would probably be able to win, but it would be a very, very insane fight.
So is Rayleigh top 5?
I would pay good money to see that.
Like old Rayleigh.
I would say probably top 5. Yeah.
Alright. So he's
according to some random, old Rayleigh is top 3.
I mean, I would say top 5. I'd have to sit down and think about all the powerful swordsmen, but I would say Rayleigh's in top 5 for sure.
Okay. The Straw Hats start to leave while Rayleigh's working on the ship. They try to scatter. And then the admirals start coming in. I think it's only 1 admiral.
Yeah, it's Kizaru.
Yeah, Kizaru.
It's just 1.
The best
he's fighting some of the 100 million bounty people. And then... Is it 1 or 2 of the warlords? I can't remember.
It's Kuma. Just Kuma.
Sorry, it's been a little bit of time. So I'm trying
and other pacifistas,
right? So Kuma walks in, but this time it's kind of weird because there's multiple Kumas now.
Yeah.
And this is kind of foreshadowing for Marineford, which I really like how it does that. But it's cool. Kuma comes up on the crew. They beat one of the Kumas, and they're going all out. They're team fighting all the a bunch of Kuma people. And then I'm pretty sure Rayleigh's now fighting one of the with them. He's fighting
Kizaru, yeah.
He's fighting one of the admirals, and he's trying to help the crew, but he can't because he's he's being really, they're close in power, so he can't put his attention on also a warlord at the same time. So he has to put 100% of his attention on Kizu, and then the other Straw Hats are fighting Kuma, and Kuma just basically destroys the Straw Hats. We get that really emotional moment with Luffy watching it happen, and then he just gives up almost, it feels like, and he gets hit, and then he gets transported to Amazon Lily, and that's how Sabaody ends. It was really gas. Is there anything I missed that was specific that you guys remember that you want to be brought up?
You did pretty good.
Yeah, it's pretty all right. Yeah. I mean, there's just, Rayleigh talks a little bit about Roger and, like, the relationship. This is where we find out Roger turned himself over to the Marines. Like,
Oh,
he
yeah,
didn't get
true.
captured, yeah.
Yeah, that was
Usopp
gas. And then
Usopp asks the most blasphemous question ever.
we also learn that Luffy reminds everybody of Roger. I'm pretty sure. Right?
Yes. Yeah, that's, and, Usopp asks the question of, like, hey, Rayleigh, what's the One Piece? And then Luffy gets mad at him and says, like, no, you can't ask that. Yeah. I'm not going to go on an adventure if it's not fun. Which, that's Luffy's character to a T right there, summarized in a sentence. Like, there you go.
Not a high level one.
Did you talk about Zoro almost counting down the Celestial Dragon? I forgot that moment. That moment was gas, but he got stopped.
That happened that was earlier on in the arc. Bonnie stopped him. Yeah, because it was, like, also just showing you how, like, this is a pirate stopping another pirate from attacking someone. You know how big of a deal these Celestial Dragons are. Yeah.
You're right. You probably don't want to do that.
What about the other Supernova Powers? I'm interested in them. I was a little confused by a lot of them. I will say that much. They were cool, and then they all got wrecked.
I'll be honest with you. There are a few, like Hawkins was the magician guy with the tarot cards. Like, he has a devil fruit power, but then the stuff with his tarot cards is like a completely different thing, apparently. So it's like we don't even know what's up with him now, honestly.
Super confusing.
Yeah.
Just
Beiji's gets explained later. Beiji's makes more sense later. Yeah.
Laws
Dude,
is
I was
really
so
cool.
confused when I saw.
Laws is fire.
Laws was fire when you fought.
Drake just turns into a dinosaur. That's pretty self-explanatory.
So at this moment in the story, is Law stronger than Luffy?
Could Law beat Luffy at this time? I want to say yes, just because his power makes it very easy for, if you don't know what's coming, you're kind of screwed. But Luffy might win. I don't know. Yeah.
Talking about, like, just physical power, then Luffy.
If physical power, Luffy wins easy. Yeah.
Devil fruit power, smart and stuff.
Law is way more tactical, and he has a lot more options with his too.
Yeah.
So I love this arc too so much. It's a phenomenal arc. It really hyped me up after the previous arc. Overall rating, I probably would give it like a 9 out of 10. Just because the part before they get to Sabaody.
I would probably give it 8 or 9 out of 10. It's pretty up there.
It's pretty fire, yeah.
It was a really good like introduction to kind of get you in the headspace of Amazon Lily, Impel Down, and Marineford.
Yeah.
And what's coming next. But yeah. What Johnny, what did you say your rating was?
Oh gosh, yeah, I'm more. I probably would lean a little bit more towards 8.
Oh, yeah.
Because it was absolutely great arc. Set up a lot of stuff. There were like the beginning parts of it where it was a little bit slow and I didn't particularly care for it a whole lot. But other than that, it was pretty good. It was a solid arc.
Oh yeah. What about you, Treezy?
Yeah, I give it like a 8.5 or a 9 for real, because it sets up so much, and then it's also just a great standalone arc too.
Sean Baker, we're gonna get into Impel Down soon. Right now, we're just inside of Sabaody. We're gonna get to Amazon Lily, and then we're gonna get to Impel Down. We'll speed through Amazon Lily probably though. What about you, Sin?
Sabaody, I'll give it a 9.
Oh, yeah. Nice. Oh, so yeah, love the arc. We got a lot of questions. We got a lot of answers. I love the moment when Robin just straight up looks at Rayleigh and says, "No, I don't want to know any of this stuff. I want to find out on my own." And then also the moment where Luffy threatens to give up being a pirate. Gas. I feel like this arc had a lot of peaks in it.
Oh yes, absolutely.
Yeah, for sure.
Especially for being so short. But yeah, following this arc, we get a really iffy arc in my opinion. The Amazon Lily arc.
Mm-hmm.
Condensed thoughts on Amazon Lily? What do y'all think?
I think it was enjoyable. We get to meet up with you know the another one of the warlords.
Oh,
and
Hancock.
Yeah,
I got
honestly, overrated. Just saying. Anyway, that's controversial. Anyway, you do. Really, there's not a whole lot that happens in this arc. From what I remember, there's a lot of Beau Hancock.
It introduces Beau Hancock and it sets up the next arc. Is basically what this does. Yeah.
Thank you. I could not quite get it out of my head.
Nah, it's fine. I mean, I like the Kuja. I like Margaret. You know, the first one Luffy meets, and this is kind of it explains hockey a little bit more. You know.
I have a question.
Yeah.
So in this arc, one of the most confused. I think I've already asked this, but I forgot what the answer was.
Go ahead. Yeah. Fine.
So the Kuja are a woman-only tribe.
Yeah.
How do they have children?
They travel out of their island every now and then. They have a baby. The baby is always female because that's just, honestly speaking, that's just how Oda wrote it. And then they bring the baby back. So they don't get married and come back. They voyage out of the island, have a child. The child's always female. That's how it goes.
Makes me wonder a few things.
I mean, yeah, it's a little interesting, like, because there's, you know, how that goes.
It could either just be Oda just wanted it that way, and that's just how it is, or
he was basing the whole tribe off of like the Amazons from like Greek mythology and stuff.
Yeah.
So you know, he just like it's a tribe of women, so he just kind of hand waved it away of like, okay, this is how people are born, but don't worry about it. It's not gonna
it's not super important. Keep moving.
Yeah, the start of this arc was actually a little funny, I'll admit. They save Luffy because he ate some mushrooms.
Yeah.
And they almost pull off and burn his own mushroom.
They pull out his dick. That was funny.
Yeah. That was pretty funny.
This one mushroom is really stuck on hard, man.
It's rubbery.
And also, that confirms the thing. People have asked Oda so many times, is Luffy's, does it also stretch? And then he just flat out explains that, yes, it does. Of course it stretches. Everything else stretches. It stretches. There you go. Yes.
When Oda said everything, he meant everything.
He meant everything. That would be weird if his whole body stretched except that one part.
Almost makes me wonder what would happen if he met Mrs. Incredible.
My God!
There's a fan fiction lemon there, I'm sure, somewhere on the internet. There you go.
Gosh.
Yeah.
Up there with Plastic Man and Mr. Fantastic. There.
Yep.
Oh God.
Just someone else.
But yeah, it was a little bit of a funny arc, and then they realized, oh crap, this is a man. We gotta kill this man.
Yeah.
And yeah, it was all right. Following that, we meet Beau Hancock. I think her backstory was interesting and how she fell in love with Luffy. I mean, you have to realize every man she's met so far has gone along with her ways, you know?
Yeah, and then Luffy's just so oblivious he can't.
He's like, huh?
I will say it's always funny whenever she's like, whenever he calls her by name and she's like, "Is this a marriage proposal?" Or
that's a running gag. That keeps up for a while.
I actually really like that gag. I find it hilarious.
That's the only good thing.
It's one of the good gags.
Yeah. I will say we find out a lot about, because her past ties into the Celestial Dragons, who we were just introduced to, so that furthers the lore about how horrible the Celestial Dragons and the world government is.
Yeah, and I love how even though she is evil in some ways in how she acts at first, but
he literally kicks puppies.
Yeah, she's a terrible human.
Fuck Boa, bro.
But after you see her backstory, it's really sad. Like, I love Boa's backstory. Oh my gosh, I think it was a really good backstory.
It also introduces Fisher Tiger.
Yes,
the
sir.
goat.
Oh yeah,
the goat Fisher Tiger.
I mean,
I forgot that's when we first. Oh gosh.
Yep.
I need to rewatch this. I need to reread.
I mean, like, it's a short arc. It's a setup arc, but there's some good stuff in there. There are.
Yeah. There's some good stuff in there. Overall, and I know I'm kind of rushing the arc out of the way.
I mean, I'm okay with that.
Yeah.
I'm definitely.
You want to get to the
complaints?
I give the arc like a 7, a 6.5 or a 7 for me.
That's honestly probably where I would just say 7. I'd give it a 7.
That sounds good.
I gave I gave Thriller Bark a 7.5, and I'd give Amazon Lily like a 7.
Yeah.
Maybe
Yeah,
6.
Still better than the David arc.
Yeah.
For me, Amazon Lily
You
is
know,
a strong 6.
Longing Longland is the best arc in One Piece. All right, leave it alone.
Treezy, I will ban you from this review.
He'll do it.
I'm just saying, it's a great arc.
Host privileges.
Okay.
But yeah, I mean, like the whole point of it is at the end, Luffy finds out, holy shit, my brother's in prison. I need to go rescue him, and Beau is there, so it's a government prison.
Yeah.
So the only way he can get in is with the help of a warlord. Oda's kind of killing two birds with one stone. He actually does a really good job of wrapping everything together because it's like there's a war coming. We need to find out who the other warlords are. Boom, we find out Boa, and also helps out Luffy. So that really helps to all bring everything together there.
I totally agree with that, Tekking. Anyway, Treezy, do you regret what you did?
Sorry, I apologize. I won't ever insult the best arc in One Piece again.
Okay, you lost speaking privileges again.
Just keep hard muting him, man.
Yeah. Anyway, I'm just kidding, Treezy. You could dock. I'm not gonna abuse my powers for your trash opinions.
Okay, come on. It's not that bad of a take.
It's not the greatest.
Yeah, it's not the best.
Gotta be honest.
It's definitely not the worst take out there. Let's be honest.
Long ring, long lane.
Yeah, but that's,
Oh, anyway, let's move on. Amazon Lily now out of the way. Oh yeah, Amazon Lily is the first time Luffy hears the name Blackbeard. Okay.
No.
Eden's?
No.
Oh my God, so he met Blackbeard and Jaya.
No, here's the name.
Yeah.
Oh, the name.
No, because in Drum Island they said Blackbeard attacked the island. That might have been the first time he finds out who Blackbeard, like he connects the dots.
Yeah, he connects the dots.
No,
But he heard the name before, and because Ace also said, "I'm looking for Blackbeard." You know.
Yeah, you're
when they met him
wrong.
out.
Yeah, Ace says that Eden's. You're supposed to be the mini Tekking. Come on.
Wow.
No, I mean that might be kind of right. He might not be
Count
wrong.
Tekking?
Like that might have been the moment when he connected the dots. Like, oh, that's Blackbeard, the same guy I met at Jaya.
He connects the dots in Impel Down because he sees Blackbeard and somebody calls him Blackbeard, and he's like, "Wait, you're Blackbeard?"
Yeah, then there you go.
Yeah.
Okay, so that's it. Yeah,
So that's
it was around this time. Yeah,
not Amazon.
there you go. Yeah, Luffy's not good with names and faces anyway, so you know.
Hey, just like me.
Okay.
Yeah.
Condensed first. Remember, condensed.
Oh gosh.
Really, really first.
There's so much to
Impel
contend.
Down. Thoughts.
It's a stuff. Anyway.
That's it.
10 out of 10 arc. Gotta say, it's gotta be one of the best ones.
Oh yeah. What about you,
That's
Sen?
that's what I'm saying.
What's your condensed
Impel
thoughts?
Down it's a really great arc. For me, out of everything that happens in Impel Down, I think one of my favorite probably one of my favorite things about the arc is the something that happens at the end, but I won't like go into detail with it because you'll probably go over it once you start reviewing the arc. But Bon Clay Goat, that's all I'll say.
Oh yeah, God yes.
Oh heck yes.
Yeah, I just love the idea. Like, I'm a big fan of like this is a prison break story. There's references to Dante's Inferno with the levels of hell. There's references to Buddhism with the levels of hell. There's Bon Clay. A lot of like the former Baroque Works guys come back. Crocodile comes back. We get introduced to Jinbei and Ivankov. Like, I just like every part of this arc is a win for me. Like, I'll just say 10 out of 10 right now because that's gonna happen no matter what. But like, this is my favorite. I have rewatched Impel Down more than any other arc in the story, easily.
Oh yeah. I love Impel Down.
Also, Magellan is freaking terrifying. Like, he just dropped Luffy and it wasn't even that big of a deal.
Yeah.
Oh, what's your opinion on Impel Down, Treezy?
Top 7 arc in One Piece. That's all I'm saying.
Okay.
Okay. So
Respectable.
upon finishing Impel Down, it was my favorite arc in One Piece. Upon finishing, that since has changed. But
That's fine.
that will be talked about in the next review. what my
I'd say
favorite is.
most people after the arc that comes after Impel Down like it more than Impel Down. It's a pretty major arc.
Mm-hmm. I mean, I love Impel Down. Second favorite. The fact that it beat Enies Lobby for me, I was not expecting. And like, I heard that some people were upset that your favorite arc in One Piece was Impel Down. And I can't see why anybody should be upset. Well, first of all, nobody should be upset about a fictional anime take.
No one was upset on the tier list we did. They just didn't. They were questioning it. Like, they weren't upset. They just kind of were shocked, I think, because they didn't hear that like take often.
All I know is I totally see Impel Down being somebody's favorite arc, and because it's just such an insanely good arc in my opinion. Similar to what Tekking was saying, Prison Break story is so good, and in fiction, I think it's one of the best Prison Break stories I've ever seen. Now, Despicable Me might be up there, but this is top tier too. Okay. Impel Down was really good overall, in my opinion. I will say one quick thing because it correlates with something that I think Bleach failed at that it succeeded in. Bringing back characters from a past arc that you think are never going to show up again. Bleach.
Oh yeah, if you're comparing this to like later on in Bleach, then this did do better, but yeah.
1,000 Year Blood War was trying to bring the Fullbringers back into it around the end. Didn't do the best of job at doing that. But Impel Down.
I mean, to be fair, that was also Bleach's last arc, so there was a lot of stuff that Kubo needed to do. But this was
with Impel Down, we gotta see Crocodile come back. The Goat Crocodile. Oh my gosh, so good.
Beautiful. I love it.
We gotta see Bon Clay. We gotta see so many like peak fiction characters just come back. Buggy came back, and at first I was indifferent about Buggy, but this arc made me love Buggy's character.
Buggy is great. I love how Oda, the way he handles his characters, he doesn't just like push them aside. He'll give them a cover page to see what they're up to, or he'll put them back in the story. I love that.
Yeah.
Or something.
And Impel Down does a really good job at reintroducing characters. But anyway, with all further ado, let's get into the meat and the potatoes of Impel Down. If anybody else wants to take the lead with this arc and talk about the story a little bit, go ahead, because my throat's starting to hurt a little bit.
I will take the reins, no problem on this one, sir. If you care to, it's fine.
Yeah.
All right, so I have to do this with minimal tangents. Okay, so Luffy invades Impel Down in an attempt to get his brother Ace back. Boa helps him in through the front door. We get introduced to Magellan. Well, not Magellan yet. We get introduced to Hannibal, who's the vice warden. Kind of a goofy character. His shtick is he constantly wants to be the warden, and he just announces that to everybody around him. Boa goes in with the auspice of, like, I want to visit Ace, and so she actually does go all the way down to visit Ace while Luffy sneaks in through the levels. Impel Down's divided up into different levels, depending on how bad your bounty is or whatnot. First level, he meets Buggy again, and they fight against a bunch of these big gorillas, and they're reunited. So Buggy's really, really cool to see him helping out Luffy.
Yeah. I want to say on that part is when Boa talks with Ace, I really like that part. Like Ace is
I actually just rewatched that episode.
Ace is like all upset because why would his brother come here to try to save him? This is so terrible. Because he doesn't want his brother to get hurt. Buggy gets reintroduced, and I really do like the whole aspect where Buggy's like, I'm trying to escape, but I'll go with Luffy for now because that's the safest place to be, you know?
Well, no, he goes with him because of the it's actually a cool thing that ties back to Thriller Bark, where Luffy got that armband from like they raided Moria's treasure vault, which has all the treasure from all these captains and pirates from the centuries, and they find this thing, and Luffy takes it because Nami thinks it's useless. It turns out it's a pirate by the name of Captain John, who later we find out is actually really relevant. And it's like the secret way to find his treasure. So Buggy recognizes it, and he's like, oh, if you give that to me, I'll help you. And he tries to trick Luffy, but Luffy's just so chill. He's like, oh, it's a treasure map. Okay, take it. I mean, I'm here to save my brother. I don't care about money. Yeah. You know, so that was pretty funny there. Like, that just shows how Luffy is. Yeah.
I will say this. I think that happened on level 2 when he saw that. if I remember correctly. I could be wrong,
Level might have been level 2, might have been level 1.
Because
I think level 1.
on level 1, he wasn't gonna go with Luffy, but he got knocked into.
Yeah, they fell down the hole. Yeah, so I think but it was a situation where they were like he was trying to just ditch Luffy down the hole, but he ended up falling down anyway.
Yeah, my bad.
Level 1 is a forest filled with razor blade trees and needle grass and poisonous spiders and scorpions. So that's terrifying in its own way. And that's just level 1 of this place, so that kind of paints the picture.
Yeah, it really, like, I love how each level is like a hell, but then a worse hell, and then a worse hell. Like, it really paints how terrible life is at this prison.
I eat that shit up, like, the idea of, like, okay, in this arc of the anime, we have to go through different levels with different themes. I'm like, ooh, I love this, you know? This is great.
It's like, those MMORPG games where you're like entering the dungeon, each level you go down, the whole theme of the floor completely changes, and I really love that aspect of this arc. Oda was really creative with that, I feel like. Okay.
Yeah, want me to keep going, or you can switch back? It's fine. Okay. So I'll try to keep it, like, try to get there. Okay. So level 2, it's Wild Beast Hell. They meet Mr. 3 Galdino, who's former Baroque Works agent. They join forces, get down to level 3, which is Starvation Hell, which is just a massive desert. That's where they meet Mr. 2 Bon Clay. They reunite with him again, and of course, since Alabasta, like, Luffy and him are friends, so helps them out. There are the Demon Guards. They defeat one of them. It's actually an awakened zone. We find out that term in this arc, awakened zone. So there's levels beyond just normal Devil Fruit users. So that's interesting. They fall down to level 4, which is Blazing Hell, and this is where Luffy meets Magellan, who has the poison fruit. And so Luffy has really no defense against him. Magellan kicks the crap out of him. Like, he poisons him, Luffy can't move, and he just drowns in these different types of poisons. And he is captured and then thrown into level 5, which is Freezing Hell. So, yeah. Anybody to comment on that? Because there was a lot of stuff that happened there.
Ooh, boy.
By the way, if any of you guys want to say that you like some aspect of it, you guys can as well.
I mean, I just like seeing Buggy again. You know, Buggy was really the go for real. So.
Oh, he was, yes.
I love Luffy's fight with the Warden. Because
Magellan,
Magellan, and then so they're fighting, and I think that fight's really gas because it shows how strong Luffy is, but at the same time how strong his opponent truly is at the end of the day, because he fights against him, and it was so gas because I remember I was camping when I was reading this. I had the chapters downloaded, and I was flipping through the chapters, and my last chapter that I was able to read because I had no Wi-Fi where I was at was the chapter where Luffy says, I'm going to I don't care if I lose my arms, I'm going to punch you anyway. If I have to lose my arms in the process of saving my brother, I really don't care. And he goes to punch him, and I was going crazy. I was like, what's happening? Oh my gosh. And it was just crazy because he was about to sacrifice his arms, and I had to wait 2 days to see what happens.
Sorry, man. He gets one good hit on. I think he hits him with bazooka, but it's not enough to bring him down, and he just has an ability that Luffy can't do anything with. So
he gets defeated, but it's just such a really gas moment when Luffy stands there and he's like, I can't run away anymore. I have to fight back. So he decides to start fighting back. He gets defeated. He gets thrown inside the level 5 prison that you were saying, and he's just laying there and starting to die. It's here, well, a little bit before here, where we've been constantly seeing Ace and Jinbei having conversations, and this is Jinbei's introduction. I really like Jinbei. Really excited to see him come back later in the story. Like, super pumped for him in his return.
Yeah, he's the last warlord actually the first one to be mentioned, but the last one to be introduced. And I really liked his epithet is Knight of the Sea, and I really like that. Like, that fits. He's a very, like, chivalrous kind of soul. Like, he's really much about, like, the honor and code of ethics that, like, you know, knights and stuff. So that's really Jinbei. And the reason he's in prison to begin with is because they wanted him to fight in this war, and Jinbei's like, no, I disagree with that. And so they threw him in prison to kind of, like, you know, oh, well, spend a few days in level 6 and see how you feel after that, you know?
Yeah, that was crazy.
He was just chilling in there.
Yeah. Well, no, he wasn't chilling. He was being beaten up every 10 seconds.
Yeah, the demon guards would come in and hit him constantly.
But he ain't fold. That's the point.
Yeah.
It was crazy. Pokes, I don't know if you remember, but his name came up at the start of Arlong Park arc.
Yeah, it did.
Okay. That's actually really cool, Edens. I love that moment when he like explains, I think it was to Luffy, about why he is in there and why he decided to be there. Because of the whole war aspect and what Whitebeard did for Fishman Island, and he respected Whitebeard to the 10th degree. So he decided not to, go in there. And that's just gas to me. I love that moment so much.
Yep, code of ethics. He has that honor above all else. This is actually right around the time I started reading One Piece weekly. And I remember the chapter where, Luffy's defeated. He's in level 5. It's freezing hell. Like, how's he going to get out of this one? And then Inazuma shows up, the guy that has the 2 different color palettes, like the coat. And I'm just like, okay, now who's this character? And then things get, like, I don't know what direction you thought this arc was going in, but then he wakes up in New Kama Land, and it's like, oh, here's a stage. Here's Ivankov, who's designed after, like, Frankenfurter from Rocky Horror Picture Show. There's dance numbers. There's booze. And it's just like, what? Excuse me?
It's like whiplash. It's ridiculous.
Yeah.
No, I agree. I was so confused at what was going on. Not confused. It's more like I was shocked when they ended up waking up.
I was confused and shocked because it's like, okay, you're now in a discotheque in the middle of a prison. Like, what's going on in here? Yeah.
And then one really gas scene is when Luffy is being healed, but he's screaming in bloody pain. But like, what I love about that more is when we find out about what happened. When we find out from Ivan, right? That's her name.
Ivankov.
His name.
Ivankov.
Yeah, Ivankov. When they were saying to Bon Clay, and Bon Clay was like, help my friend, and then he's like, why did you help me then? And then they're like, it's because Luffy looked at me when we first rescued him, and while he was in so much pain, he said, please help Bon Clay. He got bailed with the wolves. And I love it whenever that happens. It happened back in Drum Island when he was climbing the mountain. And it's happening here again. And I love how selfless Luffy is as a protagonist. How he just wants to see his friends be okay.
And I love that Ivankov's response to that is like, hey, look, we're prisoners just like you. I mean, we're not going to just heal people just because we come across them. But when your friend Luffy asked me to heal you when he was in so much pain, I'd have to be the most heartless human being ever to not help you both. And so that's what I'm doing. Yeah. So Ivankov's ability is the hormone fruit. And as he explained, he is basically an engineer of the human body. He can inject you with these syringes that come out of his fingers, which I think is actually a really cool ability. And he can change your height, your like perspiration, your gender. And that's the whole point of New Kama Land. He can switch people's gender at will. And so he injects basically an insane amount of not antibodies. He basically raises Luffy's immune system to the level where it can fight the poison, but everything else is up on him. Like it's his willpower that really saves him. And he does survive after it's supposed to take like days and days. I think it only takes like 16 hours or something like that for Luffy to recover.
Only a few hours.
Yeah. And so he recovers, and then they kind of have their counterattack moment where this is where actually Luffy explains to Ivankov that his dad is Dragon. We find out Ivankov and Inazuma are both members of the Revolutionary Army. And so Ivankov freaks out about that, but like, okay, I'll help you because you're Dragon's son. And this is where they kind of start fighting back against the guards and they have to get out of there quick and then go save Ace.
Yeah. It was gas, and I love how it plays. And then when they get there, Ace just left. Like every moment at this part of Impel Down was just so gas, and it was so interesting that you couldn't stop reading. I mean, like I said, when I was camping, I got to that moment where Luffy just decided to punch him, and I couldn't read anymore. And I was like, why did it have to stop there? Why couldn't it have stopped a chapter earlier? But like this arc just in total was like you can't take your eyes away when you're reading it. Like when I go for like a few rereads of arcs, this is one of those arcs that I know for a fact I'm rereading, just because of the whole prison break system.
So I'll just finish it. I think I can finish it up in a sprint here. So they go down to level 6, which we find out from Ivankov this is like the place where they put the worst of the worst, and there's actually some names dropped here that we find out next arc. But right now, for all that's important is Ace and Jinbei are here, as well as Crocodile, who's the former head of Baroque Works. So they bust all of them out at level 6, and then they work their way back up through the prison. Luffy, I mean, it's absolutely chaotic. Luffy fights against Blackbeard, hits him very briefly. We get introduced to Shiryu, who is the head guard, who is the swordsman that got put in level 6 because he was just like wantonly killing prisoners. He ends up saving Blackbeard because Blackbeard, you know what? A lot of times he has this master plan. He walked right into a poison dragon, and he expected that somehow to work out in his favor. I love that scene.
Yeah. But he's not always smart.
No.
I will definitely say, when it comes to Impel Down, at least the whole moment with Crocodile was so gas. I thought Crocodile was out of the series. I'm not gonna lie, but like at this point, I think Crocodile is probably the best written villain in One Piece up to right now, inside the story, with what we know about each character. And I thought Crocodile was out of the run. He wasn't ever going to come back. And then he comes back, and I love his personality on the ships as they're going to Marineford, as he looks at, like, the others, and he's like, y'all are just weak. When he's with Buggy, he's like, why did you come here? You're a weakling.
Yeah.
Gas character, loved how he was walking around, and loved how he had his interactions with Mr. 2, Mr. 1, I think his name is?
Yeah, Mr. 1 was there. I mean, mostly it was Buggy and you talked about like Crocodile's relationship or Buggy's.
Crocodile.
Because Crocodile, yeah, okay, so Crocodile, he kind of like recognizes Mr. 3 and everybody, but he's just like, oh, Mr. 3's here. You're still trash like always. Like he's like yeah, I know you used to work for me, but God, you sucked. It's like basically is
And then when Mr. 3 like blocked the attack from he was like, okay, I guess he's all right,
Yeah, it's like you never know how some devil fruits are gonna mix in. So yeah, there's so many things going on at once, but they fight their way back up through the different levels. They get to the top, and through basically a combination of everybody, like Buggy and Mr. 3 help out. Jinbei rips the door off of the prison and gets them on a raft to carry them to a marine vessel. They fight against, all the Marines. And the end of the arc, the big final climactic moment when because they don't actually defeat Magellan. Magellan summons this giant corrosive acid poison demon that Luffy can't fight against. Like, he just can't. And so they launch themselves out of the prison on Ivankov's giant head, as you do. And Jinbei then summons a bunch of whale sharks. He's a whale shark fisherman. Summons a bunch of whale sharks. They save them, get them to the ship, and then they sail off to Marineford. Sin, would you like to cover the moment with Mr. 2 Bon Clay as a caveat to this?
Oh, man. So, basically, they get to this point where the gate's closed. They don't know like what they're going to do to get away. And at this time, we realize that Bon Clay is behind, and he stays behind to make sure that the gate is open. And you get this beautiful, beautiful, beautiful moment with Luffy and Bon Clay speaking with each other through the snail spawner. And honestly, one of the moments in One Piece where I actually teared up, because Bon Clay, if you recall, folks, I don't know. I know you've it's been a while since you've been into pre-time skip, but Bon Clay had already been very clutch for the Straw Hats before during Alabasta.
Yeah.
And throughout the story, man, Bon Clay has just done things for the Straw Hats that he didn't need to do because he's their friends, and they consider each other to be friends. And so the same thing happens here. Bon Clay didn't have to do this, but he sacrificed himself so Luffy and everyone could get away. And man, that's my favorite part of Impel Down. It's one of the most emotional moments, and I hope that at some point we get Big Bon Clay out of there, man. I hope he's still alive. And
Final War material right there.
Because I mean, she's honestly one of my favorite characters in One Piece. Like I will push the Bon Clay agenda 100% all the time.
No, yeah.
I think that argument can definitely be made.
Yeah,
I mean, he's
we
pretty
love Bon
damn
Clay.
I remember back when I was reading the first few arcs of One Piece, when I got to Alabasta, I thought Bon Clay was Doflamingo.
I mean, okay, that's pretty damn hilarious. That is pretty good. I mean, to be fair, he does wear giant swans on his outfit, and Flamingo is a flamingo, so to be fair.
Yeah, Treezy was telling me all about how Doflamingo was his favorite character, and I kind of liked Bon Clay. Bon Clay was really cool in the last arc.
That is such a way to troll somebody with One Piece. Like, oh yeah, this character, he's Doflamingo. He's one of the. That's funny.
No, I didn't even say that was Doflamingo. He assumed it was Doflamingo.
Oh my god!
I was like, I was randomly in a voice call. I was like, yeah, Doflamingo is your favorite character, right, Mr. 2?
To be fair, I mean, like, Mr. 2, that's just his code name. We don't find out his real name, so I can see. Well, it's Bentham, but I understand why you would understand that. Yeah, that's funny.
But
well, we can only hope that Big Bon Clay gets out at some point. Hopefully.
Well, yeah, you read up to Fishman Island, right?
Yeah, I have.
Yeah.
We find out around. I don't know if it's at that point yet, or it's pretty close. We find out in a cover series that he is still alive. He didn't die.
Yeah.
He's the new ruler of New Kama Land in Impel Down.
Oh,
that's the last time we saw him, and we don't see his face. We don't see his face.
I didn't want to. Yeah, I didn't know when that cover story happened, so that's why I said.
Yeah,
I hope he's alive because I didn't want to spoil it for Pokesel, but I think he's already seen it.
It was Decks of the World, and that was like around Fishman Island. So if you made it to the end of Fishman Island, it should have been revealed at that point.
It's fine because I don't look at. I'll be straight up. I don't look at the cover stories.
So you have to go.
Oh, you need to read those. Those are really good.
Yeah,
you need to read those.
They're canon too.
I know.
Like, a lot
it's
of them,
just
like,
I'm always.
Stories.
I'm always
like
so
Pokesel.
hyped
So you remember,
for the next chapter that I can't.
Yeah, I get it. I did the same thing, but Pokesel, I'll just give you an example of something really cool that I figured out after going back, after catching up and looking at the cover stories. So you know the entire time Ace is like looking for Blackbeard, right?
Mm-hmm.
That whole story and what he was doing while looking for Blackbeard is told through the cover stories.
Yep. We find out what happens with Eneru. We find out what happens with the CP9 and Lucci after they're defeated. Like, you gotta read it. Yeah.
Every pit stop, everything that Ace does, like on the way of while looking for Blackbeard, is told through cover stories.
I have a question about that. Like the Kobe cover story that has an anime episode dedicated to it. Does the Ace one have an anime episode dedicated?
God, no, but there should be. I've been talking about this for fucking years. There needs to be. You know what? Every time they get to a point in the anime where it's like, we have to make up a 3-4 episode filler arc, just animate the damn cover stories.
Yeah, they did with the Kobe one, and that was such a gas.
They did, yeah. Way back in like episode 100, they did that. Like, they haven't touched them since. Yeah. There was one.
That's just annoying.
There was one with Wapple that they kind of told. They didn't animate it in like full. They just kind of showed scenes of it in the anime. But beyond that, they don't even really touch those half the time. So they need to do that. Yeah.
You're telling me they had the decision to pick between Wapple and Ace, and they picked Wapple.
Well, I can't spoil anything, but it becomes. You'll understand why. You'll understand why when we get to that point. But
I consistently shit on Wapple. You know my pain now.
Yeah. You'll understand why later. But for right now, yeah, they don't. The only ones that got animated were Buggy's. The first one got animated, and then Kobe and Helmeppo's diary got animated.
Definitely should get the Enel one too. Like,
oh god, the Enel one is the best one. It's the coolest one, and they need to animate that.
At least if they're going to animate the cover stories, at least we got to get a Moon War. I mean, come on.
Yeah. They animated some of the decks of the world. Like, we got to see the giant pirates and stuff. But, like, they... Oh, God. It's just... Yeah. Anyway. But that's Impel Down. 10 out of 10.
Yeah. Big Tyler Doe is in the chat. Oh, yeah. I forgot. Big Eden's won me my opinion on the Blackbeard and Luffy interaction. So before I get into my own thoughts on that, I want to hear your guys' thoughts on that. So
I could have just turned myself up. Wait, what was the question, Pokesel?
What are your thoughts on the Blackbeard and Luffy interaction?
Interesting. Hockey was mentioned, so it was cool.
Yeah.
Blackbeard commented on Luffy's hockey and how it had improved since the last time you seen him. And at the time, I was like, "What the fuck is hockey?" But I mean, now it's like, and then it's like, I don't know. But I like that moment. Well, the thing with Blackbeard is, with me at least, I didn't really like. I loved Blackbeard because of Jaya, But like later as the story went on, when I seen Blackbeard again, sometimes I was a little annoyed because it's like he always shows up at the most inconvenient times. Like,
Yes, that's the
Yeah.
and
Convenient for
and
us,
it's
but
like,
so convenient for
and I
him.
think that's what Oda intended. I think he wants
Oh,
us to
yeah.
be annoyed with him, and like that's the whole point.
He's an ultimate opportunity.
It's like, oh my
there's
god,
enough.
like,
There's all this other shit going on in
yeah,
Impel Down, like, and then all of a sudden Blackbeard's
yeah.
there as like the icing on
Even
the cake. I'm
and
like,
you're
No,
caught,
no,
you're
the
caught up
last
to you're
thing
caught
we
up
needed.
you're past Marineford, so we won't go into details because you're doing a review. But same thing with Marineford, bro. It's like all of this crazy stuff's going on, and then you just see the giant that's with Blackbeard just in the background.
hi
Like,
guys.
oh, they found me. Like, and then like like you just see Blackbeard pop up, and you're like, oh my god, how, like, what else could
How
happen
much
to make
worse
this
can
moment
they
worse?
get?
Oh yeah, the reason why
I mean-
Blackbeard is at Impel Down is crazy to me, and I love his
Yeah.
little his talk with Luffy too. Crazy. Well, I think Impel Down does so well, and I copy and pasted this for the Bleach D&D, and some people in the Bleach D&D caught me when I did it.
Oh,
Treezy.
yeah, you did.
So the way Whitebeard is introduced into the story after Shanks talks to him, but the way that he's like brought up in Impel Down when he's moving to Marineford was so legendary. When we just get an image of Marine HQ and they're like, Whitebeard's on the move. All 30 of the scout ships have been destroyed.
Yep.
Just
You don't
done.
mess with
He said it
Whitebeard,
worked.
man. He'll wreck your
Oh,
shit up
man.
8 ways to Sunday.
He took
Yeah.
it word for word and put it into Bleach D&D. Like,
Wait, okay.
Yeah,
So-
no,
so-
it was.
For context,
Oh man.
thank you, Blighter, and welcome to the Soul Society. Anyway, what I did is pretty much inside it's an alternate universe. So Kisuke in this universe is the leader of the Visor. Just keep that in mind. Don't ask how. But pretty much what I did it is the Soul Society is hunting down Kisuke right now because they believe he's the one that created the Espada, not Aizen. Because Aizen never betrayed the Soul Society.
Oh, I really feel like at some point, if Tekking ever has any extra time, we need him to make a special guest appearance for the Bleach D&D.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yes.
that sounds
Yo,
like a good
that would
idea.
be
Yeah, at
so
some point,
cool.
yeah.
Amazing.
Figure out something, yeah.
So fun.
Like,
The
let
Lord
him be
Tekking shows
let him be a villain or something. Like, make a super cool like raid boss character sheet for him or something.
Mm-hmm.
That would be fun.
That would be hilarious.
I could let him
That would
be
be-
Espada
that would be
Zero.
Oh man.
Yeah.
No, yeah, I'd be
gosh.
down for that. Yeah.
Espada Zero in this storyline is Vaster Lord Ichigo, by the way.
I
There's
never
lore
thought I'd
behind
say
it.
this. I never thought I'd say this, but Pokesol has gotten me so excited about Bleach that even though I'm caught up, I want to reread the manga and also read the light novels. I can't even believe that I'd ever feel this way, and it's happened.
I still need to
Let's
catch
go.
up on the gosh darn manga.
Yeah.
I've actually started making Bleach content, Tekking. I on my second channel. I don't.
There you go. Now you
I
know
don't
what it's
know.
all about. Yeah.
I don't
No,
There's
it's
some
funny,
loyal
Tekking.
fans out there, man.
Oh, yeah.
I did not
Oh,
think
yeah.
my Bleach content would do well at all, and my first Bleach video I did is now my second biggest video on
I
my
mean,
second
it's
channel.
that it's that combined with the fact that the anime got announced, and so finally after
Yeah.
like 9 years, it's coming back. We don't know when exactly, but it's coming back soon. So that's like getting everybody charged up again for when it's coming back. Yeah.
I was just chilling, like randomly editing a video, and then I get a call from Sin. No context. I answer, and he's like, "Hey, can you help me with my Bleach video right now?" And I was like, "Yeah, I'm down." Yeah.
I had to
it's
bring in the
great.
big guns, and Tekken's a busy guy, so I had to call the other big guns in, man. I had to call
Yeah.
Big
Another
Pokesol.
big gun.
Yeah.
The
But yeah, I'd
minute-
be okay for like a guest spot at some point. Speaking of though, by the way, I have to get going soon because I have to eat dinner and then I have to do the One Piece D&D tonight actually. So I'm just
Yeah.
letting you guys know in advance. Yeah.
Let's
All
let's
good.
do our quick ratings of
I'm excited about
Yeah.
Impel Down, and real quick, if anybody has questions in the chat, drop them real quick, and we'll try to quickly answer them. Okay, Johnny, ratings of Impel Down, go.
10 out of 10. Phenomenal arc. Definitely top 3 arcs in all of One Piece.
Sin, go.
I'll give Impel Down an 8.
Okay, Treezy, go.
I was gonna say 7.5 or an 8.
Tekken, go.
11 out of 10. I mean, like it's the perfect arc for me. I love it. Yeah.
10 out of 10 for me. Would, again, second favorite arc in all of One Piece so far. Beat Enies Lobby, which I was so surprised about. Because I remember I was in a call with Tekking for the Enies Lobby review. And
Yeah,
I was like,
that.
nothing's going to ever be Enies Lobby for me. It's such a top tier arc. I doubt there's a single arc in One Piece. And now Enies Lobby is barely hanging on to 3. Almost down to number 4 on my list. I usually go through my top 5 favorite characters during an arc. I really can't think of them right now because my mind's just where I was with Marineford. Like, I tried to... I think at this moment when I finished Impel Down, my top 5 characters were still Robin, Zoro. Number 3 would have probably been Bon Clay. Number 4 would have been Ace. No, not Ace. That's my Marineford bias coming in.
All right.
At least you're honest.
At least you're right.
Yeah, Crocodile probably would take number 4, and number 5 would be Luffy. Now after Marineford, I'm not going to get into that. All I'll spoil is Ace is number 1 for me after Marineford, but we'll get into that. So yeah, let's see what the questions are. What's the most interesting floor? For me, it was number
Even
5, the 5th.
Yeah, the Freezing Hell's good.
Yeah.
I liked
one.
I honestly like the first one just because that sounds like a true like it's just a like needle grass and razor blade trees like
it's just like it sounds so.
Oh, God.
It's everywhere and I hate it.
yeah,
It just
and
makes
there's
you feel weird.
giant spiders and giant scorpions too. So it's like
While fighting, you also have to run on needles.
Yeah.
The funnest.
yeah, and that's just level 1. I'm pretty sure most people would just die from blood loss from that floor alone. But okay,
Yeah.
100%.
You're not making it a long time in there.
no.
Who's the biggest threat in Blackbeard's new crew? Wait, that's Marineford. That's not Impel Down.
We don't get to see them in. Yeah, we don't get to meet them in Impel Down. Yeah.
Would you take the same
Wait,
path as Jimbel's choice to accept level 6?
Probably not for real.
I'm
With
gonna-
probably
If I was actually in his position,
if
probably
I'm-
not. No.
Yeah.
No.
If we're answering from our own perspectives, no. But if we're answering like we're in from his shoes,
Yeah.
like with everything that he's been through, I probably would, just because I understand why he did it. But like, if I'm answering as me, of course not. Like what?
Definitely not.
Why would I do that?
Even if-
Why?
even
Exactly
if-
why.
Go to 1.
Even if I went through what he went through, I would still not do what he did.
Thrown in Impel Down and like hit with a freaking demon guard mace every 5 minutes. Yeah, no, thank you.
It's not very fun.
Last question from the GOAT Tyler Doe. Did y'all talk about the new Kama floor?
Yeah.
Yeah,
the
that's
level
my
5.5.
favorite floor,
That's,
Tyler.
that's
I
the
said that.
discotheque that Ivankov made. Yeah.
I'll be straight up. I felt weird when I saw that, but I think it was good. Like I don't think it
I
was
would say he would
bad.
never
It
do
I
just
that.
loved
felt-
it. I
yeah.
thought it was freaking awesome. I
Yeah.
thought it was like a big giant ass party.
I
love
liked
that.
the
I love
idea
that.
of it. It just felt like almost I was just sitting there and then we were there. And I like how it did
Yeah.
that.
Yeah, that's what it was kind of down to. Yeah.
SWG asked a question a while back. Let me quickly read it so that he doesn't. Do y'all think the people who wasn't mentioned yet that escaped level 6 or of Impel Down will make an appearance later in the story?
You know, like I
Maybe.
feel like a lot of that stuff. There was
Yeah.
an OVA that they covered one of those. Not a canon thing. I feel like the ones that Blackbeard took out are going to be the major relevant ones. Everybody else is probably just going to be like for fillers and like extra.
Yeah.
material.
I have a thought on it, or like I have like a thought on it, but I don't want to really. I can't really say because for the thought that I have on it includes a character that you haven't met yet. So
Yeah. I will
So I
say
just won't say
that
anything.
out of like
I will-
that's been used twice. It was used once in the OVA and then once in the movie Stampede. That concept of like there was another prisoner that got out, and it was used twice already. So it might not be
Yeah.
used anymore. I don't know. Yeah.
Anyway, thank you
I
guys for
kind of
watching.
hope that Crocodile does, though.
Oh yeah, I do
Oh,
hope
yeah.
that Crocodile has a bigger role. I hope he does. Thank you guys for watching it through the stream. Thank you to my great guests over here. Check out their channels and stuff. Check out Johnny Let's Talk Anime's webtoon. He's making his very own manga. Peep it.
That's not ready yet. Please stop promoting. God dang it. I appreciate it, Pokesol. I appreciate it, but the first
2025.
chapters.
There you go.
Yeah.
Now you're good.
Check out
In the fall.
There you go. There you go.
check out Big
Oh,
Sin's
man.
Bleach content. He makes some amazing Bleach content.
Just Bleach
Yeah,
one.
just only the Bleach content. Just only
only the one, only the few
only
videos.
the Bleach stuff.
Yeah. And if you like One Piece, he also has a One Piece channel. But you don't have to worry about the One Piece channel. Just check out the Bleach content. Check out Big Treezy's channel. If you guys are here from Tekking, he makes very similar content to Tekking's channel.
Yeah,
where
except
he,
I talk about ant
Yeah.
facts more now. I'm kind of more about ants, so that's the thing.
Tekking,
But
you-
other
you
than
can
that, yeah,
make
come
a-
on over for One Piece.
you
too,
can
yeah.
make a 30-minute video talking about tacos, and it'd be interesting.
Need a
Do you want me to do
There's
that?
that
I'll
is
give it a
true.
shot. I mean, whatever.
That's
Do it.
I need
Do
a
it.
I need a sequel tree video, like but trees in a different series.
I'll figure it out. Trees in the Bleach universe. I got it. I'll figure it out.
It's in Black
Well,
Clover.
you could do
Actually-
moons in the Bleach universe. That
No,
would be
actually,
better.
I have an idea. I have an idea for that that's not far off, and I'm not gonna say, but I do have an idea that is. It does involve trees in a weird way. you
Let's
know?
go. Let's
All right.
go.
Anyway, yeah. Thanks for
Big
having me
trees.
on, guys. I gotta get going.
See
But
ya, boss.
yeah.
Check out
Enjoy your
Tekking
night,
too.
Tekking.
See you later, Tekking.
Yeah.
See ya, man. Have a good one. Yep.
See ya, man.
All right, yeah, Pokes. I'm also gonna dip off. I have a bunch of videos I need to do. Thank
See
you for
ya.
having me as always. Though I'll be back for the Marine for the Summit War Saga.
Yeah.
Yo,
Um,
I so want to be there.
Yeah.
Enforce that gas.
See you guys then.
See us, Big Sin. I'm gonna end the stream here. If you guys want to subscribe to my own channel, that'd be go to the view. Also drop a like on the stream, share the stream with your friends, and yeah, I post Bleach content. But I'm actually in the works of a One Piece video that has nothing to do with the review series.
Let's go.
You can peep that
Content.
when you guys want to. Anyway, guys, this has been Pokesol signing out.